Today's Mind Expansion daily topic is how to find lost money, a comprehensive guide to reclaiming your forgotten assets. Have you ever wondered if there's money out there with your name on it, just waiting to be claimed? Perhaps you've forgotten about an old bank account, a brokerage account, or even a tax refund you never collected. Lost money, whether it's from dormant accounts, unclaimed property, or forgotten financial assets, is more common than you might think. In the United States alone, states hold over $60 billion in unclaimed property, according to the National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators, NAPA. This includes everything from forgotten savings accounts and uncashed paychecks to unclaimed insurance payouts and brokerage funds. Globally, the figures are even more staggering, with billions of dollars sitting in limbo, waiting for their rightful owners to step forward. Finding lost money can feel like a treasure hunt, but it's a hunt well worth embarking on. That small savings account you opened decades ago might have accrued interest, or that old brokerage account could have grown significantly through market gains. For example, a $1,000 investment in the S&P 500 index 20 years ago, with an average annual return of 7%, could be worth over $3,800 today, not accounting for fees or taxes. Beyond the financial reward, reclaiming lost money ensures your assets aren't permanently turned over to the state through a process called escheatment, where unclaimed property is transferred to state custody after a period of dormancy, typically 3 to 5 years in the U.S. The process of finding lost money involves a combination of detective work, persistence, and leveraging the right resources. While the idea of using your Social Security number, SSN, to directly locate a forgotten account is a common misconception due to strict privacy laws like the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act and the 1974 Privacy Act, there are still many effective strategies to track down your assets. From searching state unclaimed property databases to reviewing your financial records and contacting financial institutions, this guide will walk you through the steps to uncover money you didn't even know you had. Whether it's a forgotten bank account, an unclaimed tax refund, or a lost inheritance, the potential to recover significant funds makes this journey worthwhile. Let's dive into the practical steps to find your lost money and reclaim what's rightfully yours. Step 1. Start with your own records. The first step in finding lost money is to look within your own records, as they often hold the clues you need to uncover forgotten assets. Begin by gathering any financial documents you have access to, such as old bank statements, tax returns, and emails. These records can reveal accounts or transactions you may have forgotten about. For example, bank statements might show deposits or withdrawals linked to a brokerage account, while tax returns often include forms like the 1099 div, dividends, or 1099 int, interest, that indicate income from savings or investment accounts. If you've used tax software like TurboTax or worked with an accountant, they might have archived these forms, providing a paper trail to follow. Emails are another goldmine. Search your inbox for keywords like bank statement, account confirmation, brokerage, or the names of financial institutions you might have used, such as Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or Wells Fargo. If you've set up automatic payments or transfers, your email might contain notifications from those accounts. Similarly, check your spam or archived folders for correspondence from banks, brokerage firms, or insurance companies. These often include account numbers or contact information that can jog your memory. Physical records, like old checkbooks, deposit slips, or safe deposit box inventories, can also provide leads. If you've moved, look through boxes of old paperwork for any financial correspondence. Even seemingly minor details, like a canceled check or a statement from a credit union you used briefly, can point you to a forgotten account. If you've inherited money or assets, search for estate documents, wills, or trust agreements that might mention accounts or investments you haven't claimed. This step requires time and patience, but it's a crucial starting point. By thoroughly reviewing your records, you can identify potential accounts and narrow down the institutions you'll need to contact. It's also a good opportunity to organize your financial history, which can help prevent future losses. Once you've gathered these clues, you're ready to move on to broader searches that can uncover money you didn't even know was missing. Step 2. Search state and national unclaimed property databases. One of the most effective ways to find lost money is by searching unclaimed property databases, which are maintained by state and national governments. In the U.S., when financial accounts, wages, or other assets go dormant, typically after 3 to 5 years of inactivity, companies are legally required to turn them over to the state as unclaimed property. This includes bank accounts, uncashed paychecks, insurance payouts, utility deposits, and even the contents of safe deposit boxes. States hold these assets indefinitely until the rightful owner claims them, and they're accessible through free, user-friendly databases. Start with websites like missingmoney.com and unclaimed.org, both endorsed by NAPA. Missingmoney.com allows you to search across multiple states at once by entering your name and any previous addresses. Unclaimed.org links to individual state unclaimed property programs, which might offer more detailed search options. For example, California's Unclaimed Property Program holds over $12 billion, while New York's has returned more than $18 billion to residents since 1943. You don't need your SSN to search these databases, but providing it during the claiming process can help verify your identity, especially for accounts with common names. Internationally, similar programs exist. In Canada, the Bank of Canada holds unclaimed bank balances for accounts inactive for 10 years, searchable through their website. In the UK, the National Savings and Investments (NS&I) offers a tracing service for lost savings accounts and bonds. Australia's ASIC Money Smart website helps locate unclaimed superannuation, retirement funds. These programs often require proof of identity, such as your SSN, or equivalent, like a social insurance number in Canada, a government-issued ID, and documentation linking you to the asset, such as an old address or account number. The process is straightforward: search by your name, review any matches, and file a claim if you find a potential hit. Claims typically involve submitting identification and proof of ownership, which might include old statements or tax forms. Some states, like Texas, offer expedited claims for amounts under $5,000, while larger claims may require additional verification. Be aware that some assets, like stocks or mutual funds, may have changed value since they were turned over. Stocks might have split, been sold, or lost value, so the amount you recover may differ from the original. Step 3. Contact financial institutions directly. If your initial searches don't yield results, the next step is to contact financial institutions directly. This is particularly useful for finding forgotten bank accounts, brokerage accounts, or insurance policies. Start by making a list of institutions you might have used. Think about banks, credit unions, brokerage firms, or insurance companies you interacted with in the past. Major players like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, or MetLife are good starting points, especially if you lived in areas where they operate. Call or email the customer service department of each institution, providing your full name, date of birth, and SSN, or equivalent for non-US residents. These details help the firm verify your identity and search their records for any accounts in your name. For example, brokerage firms use your SSN for tax reporting purposes, for example, issuing 1099 forms, so they can often locate accounts tied to it. Be prepared for a thorough verification process. Firms are cautious due to privacy laws like the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act, which prohibits sharing financial information without consent. You might need to provide additional details, such as past addresses or account numbers, if you have them. If you're unsure which institutions to contact, focus on those you're most likely to have used based on your financial history. For instance, if you lived in a particular state 10 years ago, check with banks or credit unions that were prominent there. If you suspect a brokerage account, contact major firms like Vanguard or E-Trade, which often acquire smaller firms over time. Mergers and acquisitions can complicate the search. TD Ameritrade, for example, merged with Charles Schwab in 2020, so you might need to contact the parent company. This step can be time-consuming, especially if you need to contact multiple institutions, but it's often the most direct way to locate active accounts. If the account has been dormant, the firm may have turned it over to the state as unclaimed property, in which case they'll direct you to the appropriate unclaimed property program. Either way, persistence is key. Don't hesitate to follow up if you don't get a clear answer initially. Step 4. Check credit reports and identity monitoring services. Another avenue to find lost money is through your credit report or identity monitoring services, which can provide indirect clues about forgotten accounts. While credit reports don't list bank or brokerage accounts directly, since they're not credit-based, they can reveal soft inquiries from financial institutions that might jog your memory. For example, opening a brokerage margin account often involves a credit check, which appears as a soft inquiry on your report. You can access a free credit report weekly through annualcreditreport.com, a service authorized by the 3 major credit bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Review your report for inquiries from banks, brokerage firms, or other financial institutions. An inquiry from Charles Schwab in 2015, for instance, might remind you of a brokerage account you opened around that time. Credit reports also list your past addresses, which can help you recall where you might have opened accounts. If you find a lead, contact the institution to inquire further, using your SSN and other identifying information to verify your identity. Identity monitoring services like LifeLock, Identity Guard, or Experian Identity Works can also help. These services track activity linked to your SSN, alerting you to new accounts opened in your name or unusual activity in existing ones. If you've forgotten a brokerage account, for example, the service might notify you of a 1099 form issued for investment income, indicating an active account. Some services even offer tools to search for unclaimed property or lost accounts, though this varies by provider. Be cautious when signing up for these services, opt for reputable companies and review their privacy policies, as you'll be sharing sensitive information like your SSN. This method is less direct than others but can uncover leads you might not find elsewhere. It's also a good way to protect against identity theft, which is a risk when searching for lost money, especially if you're sharing personal details with multiple entities. If you spot unfamiliar activity on your credit report or through a monitoring service, it could indicate fraud, so act quickly to secure your accounts and report any discrepancies. Step 5. Look for unclaimed tax refunds and government benefits. Lost money isn't just limited to bank accounts or investments, it can also come in the form of unclaimed tax refunds or government benefits. The IRS holds billions of dollars in unclaimed refunds each year, often because taxpayers fail to file a return or the refund check is returned as undeliverable. As of 2023, the IRS reported over $1 billion in unclaimed refunds for the 2020 tax year alone, with a deadline to claim them by April 15, 2024. To check if you're owed a refund, use the IRS's Where's My Refund? Tool on IRS.gov. You'll need your SSN, filing status, and the exact refund amount, if known. If you haven't filed a return for a past year, you can still claim a refund within 3 years of the filing deadline. After that, the money becomes property of the U.S. Treasury. Government benefits, such as Social Security payments, veterans benefits, or pension funds, are another source of lost money. The Social Security Administration, SSA, holds unclaimed payments for beneficiaries who haven't cashed checks or updated their address. You can check for unclaimed benefits by contacting the SSA at 800-772-1213 or visiting SSA.gov, providing your SSN to verify your identity. For veterans, the Department of Veterans Affairs, VA, offers a searchable database for unclaimed benefits or insurance funds. Contact them at 800-827-1000 or through VA.gov. Pension funds are another often overlooked source. If you or a family member worked for a company that offered a pension plan, you might be entitled to benefits that were never claimed. The Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, PBGC, holds over $500 million in unclaimed pensions for more than 80,000 people. You can search their database at pbgc.gov using your name and employer details. If you find a match, you'll need to provide identification, including your SSN, to claim the funds. This step can yield significant returns, especially if you're owed a large tax refund or pension. It also highlights the importance of keeping your contact information updated with government agencies and former employers to avoid missing future payments. Step 6. Contact regulatory bodies and consider professional help. If the above steps don't uncover your lost money, consider reaching out to regulatory bodies or, as a last resort, hiring professional help. In the U.S., the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, can provide guidance for finding lost brokerage accounts or investment funds. FINRA's Broker Check tool, brokercheck.finra.org, lets you search for brokerage firms and their contact information, which can help if you remember working with a specific broker. You can also call FINRA at 800-289-9999 for assistance. The SEC's Investment Advisor Public Disclosure, IAPD, website, AdvisorInfo. Second.gov, is useful if your account was managed by an investment advisor. These organizations won't search for your account directly but can point you to firms that might hold your assets. For bank accounts, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, holds unclaimed deposits from failed banks. If you suspect your account was with a bank that closed, search the FDIC's Unclaimed Funds database at FDIC.gov or call 888-206-4662. You'll need to provide your SSN and other identifying information to verify your claim. If all else fails, professional help might be an option, but proceed with caution. Asset search firms or licensed private investigators can sometimes locate lost accounts, but their ability to use your SSN to find accounts is limited by privacy laws like the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act. Legally, they can only confirm the existence of an account, not access its details, without your authorization or a court order. Be wary of scams. Some firms charge high fees without delivering results. Instead, consider working with a financial advisor or estate attorney, who can guide you through the process more reliably. For example, an attorney can help you file claims for unclaimed property or navigate the legalities of recovering assets from a deceased relative's estate. This step is often the most resource-intensive, but it can be effective for complex cases, such as accounts tied to mergers, failed institutions, or inherited assets. Always verify the legitimacy of any professional you hire, checking reviews or using FINRA's Broker Check to ensure they're reputable. Take action and reclaim your money. Finding lost money is a journey that combines detective work, persistence, and a bit of luck, but the rewards can be significant. Whether it's a forgotten bank account, an unclaimed tax refund, a dormant brokerage account, or a pension you didn't know you were entitled to, the steps outlined in this guide provide a roadmap to reclaim what's yours. Start by searching your own records for clues, then move on to state and national unclaimed property databases like missingmoney.com and unclaimed.org. Contact financial institutions directly, check your credit reports for leads, look for unclaimed tax refunds or government benefits, and, if needed, reach out to regulatory bodies or professionals for assistance. The process can take time, especially if you've moved frequently or if the account is tied to a firm that has merged or gone out of business. Be prepared to provide identification, such as your SSN, to verify your identity when claiming funds, and always use secure communication channels to protect your personal information. Privacy laws, like the 1974 Privacy Act, ensure that your data is safeguarded, but they also mean there's no magic bullet, like a universal SSN search, to find all your accounts at once. Instead, this journey requires diligence and patience. The potential payoff makes it all worthwhile. Recovering a lost account can provide a financial boost, whether it's a few $100s from an old savings account or thousands from a forgotten investment. More importantly, it ensures your assets aren't permanently lost to escheatment, where they become state property after a dormancy period. By taking action now, you're not only reclaiming your money but also taking control of your financial future. Don't let lost money slip through your fingers. Start your search today. You might be surprised at what you find. Whether it's a small windfall or a significant sum, every dollar counts. So, gather your records, visit those unclaimed property websites, and make those phone calls. Your treasure hunt awaits, and the reward of finding lost money is just a few steps away. Thanks for joining us here at Mind Expansion Daily. We truly appreciate you.